Oh shit, we're live.
Not allowed to say that.
Are we? It doesn't say it on my.
It does. It does. We are.
What?
It only has a button on mine that says "Stop Broadcasting."
Oh, I'm
Um,
live. All right, we're live now.
we are live. So why don't you start it off, AC?
All right, we're still not good / relevant.
Who's we?
We took a hiatus.
Who's we?
AC Darkly.
And
Uh,
Yeah,
Brian
Ernest.
Brian Wilston.
and
Or Aaron Ernest Nyman the 13th
Yes.
and what is the show?
on the Fringe of Society.
And what do we do?
Fuck shit up.
Stumble our way through life on a day-to-day basis, trying to make as few mistakes as possible.
And who do we like?
Nudity.
Yeah. Can I tell you about someone who likes to get nude?
Yes.
I can tell you his initials real quick.
Let's go with it.
MM. Who do you think it might be?
Eminem.
It was not Eminem. It's not Eminem, and it's not in Eminem. It's Matthew McConaughey.
Well, all right. I was going to stop you going back to the M&M thing. I was reading this article. You know how long if you eat one M&M and you have to walk the length of a football field to burn off those calories.
That's depressing.
That's more than I walk in a week.
So
Do you know how many M&Ms I eat a day?
how many?
Not well.
I'm going to do the math on it. I'm going to call you out on that. I got a calculator here. Lie. Whatever you
Take
say
it
is going to
back.
be a lie. Exactly.
When he
Matthew
first
McConaughey.
moved into his Hollywood home, he slept in. So he's a fucking weirdo, right? So when he first moved into his house in Hollywood, he didn't like sleep in his enormous bed. He slept in a tent with his dog, like in a sleeping bag, which is weird enough. But the tent was like
What kind of dog is it?
in his house. A
What kind of
terrier,
Oh, man, why would you get that dog?
a Boston Terrier,
The
and
worst kind.
so he sleeps naked with his dog in a tent in his room. And then he says he heard a sound like a dime dropping from 10 feet off the ground onto a glass table. So he's like freaked out, and he somehow is naked, but he has a baseball bat near, and he runs out to see what it was. But then he's like, oh, there's nothing here. It must have been a ghost, who he said he's since seen and he hangs out with, and he's named her Madam Blue. Quote from Matthew McConaughey, "She has no qualms with me. We get along just fine. She's a cool ghost. Maybe me being nude all the time is why we get along."
The moral of the story is that when you make it in Hollywood, the drugs are that much better.
You sleep in a tent in your bedroom naked with your dog.
Is the dog naked or is he just naked?
He puts clothes on the dog. He puts the jammies on the dog, yeah.
Oh, dog jammies.
It's very cute. The theme
crazy.
for today is not nudity, it's celebrities. This is our sellout episode because we've been out of the game so long. We kind of wanted to bring back something that was very pandering and easy.
See, we
Pepsi
thought
Cola.
we thought if we went on a long hiatus, it'd be like some kind of like cult TV show where everyone's like, "Oh man, that was good, underappreciated work." But it turns out when you put in shitty work,
You get nothing back.
yeah. If this was 2001, if this was early Adult Swim era, people they would be all about this. But guess what? All those people growed up and they don't got no jobs.
I mean,
So we're back.
we're back.
We're trying to sell out as fast as possible.
Please buy us out.
That would be so great if anyone gave me any money.
just a photograph.
I will do. What do you? I don't want a photograph unless I can sell it.
Yeah, like
Take
a
this, never do
real
that shit
famous
again.
picture. Like some artist drew it on their dying bed, like deathbed, and
I want-
hey, take this picture, sell it for all of the dollars, and then
Give
like
me
we'll be like,
the
yes.
Mona. I want the Mona Lisa.
God, give me that.
Can I tell you about Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, did you guys see John Wick?
No.
I loved it.
Oh, that movie is badass.
They're already making a second one. I hope it doesn't turn into like the Taken franchise.
What was John Wick about?
He's like an ex-mob assassin dude, and then like he's back.
It's like the Matrix, but no computers.
Yeah. Taking down the system. If the system was like a mob organization.
Yeah, like an advanced, interconnected like society of assassins. That there's also a mob too.
Yeah.
My first clan when I played Counter-Strike when I was 11 was called Society of Assassins.
Wow.
I mean, my screen name was Lord Asshole.
That sounds that you haven't changed too much, man.
Let me tell you about Keanu Reeves then. So Keanu Reeves says that when he was a young boy, he used to live in New Jersey, which I didn't know.
Man,
For some reason I thought he was English. Even
no,
though
he's from Canada.
Is he from Canada? I knew he was from there.
He's Canadian.
No, like the crazy part, like I think his like relatives are from like Israel, maybe.
I think he's half Korean, isn't he?
This is much weirder than the story itself.
He's very enigmatic.
Right, well,
Is that how you say that word?
I wouldn't say it out loud.
Any other way?
That sad Keanu picture is heartbreaking.
Dude, his like stepsister got like murdered.
Really?
Supposedly has a sad life. Yeah, pretty tough.
Well, could someone look up the ethnicity and history of Keanu Reeves while they read the supernatural story?
Yeah, Aaron, look it up.
I got this.
But like, dude, like he's like pretty cool, dude. Like he doesn't keep like any of his money, just like enough to survive. He's like pretty much like he's like, whoa, like money's not gonna bring back my dead sister. I was like, wow, man, that's pretty deep.
He is always saying that.
Whoa.
He has some beautiful headshots.
Speaking of headshots, he was living in New Jersey as a young boy, and he saw and he felt this ghost. He just remembers staring at the suit. It was a double-breasted suit, and it was white. And he looked up at it, and it had no body and no legs in it. And it came into the room like right before disappearing. And he was just he was with his nanny in bed, so who knows. And looked at his nanny, and she was just as shocked as him, and he just couldn't get back to sleep afterwards. He still sees the figure in his dreams.
He's probably just like, whoa.
I don't know. I can't get a timestamp on this if this was before or after his sister passed, if that maybe has anything to do with it. But I just like... That's crazy. That's like sort of like a Slender Man vibe with a suit, the floating suit.
Yeah.
Why do ghosts dress so old-timey?
Because there's no ghosts anymore, man. The Last Ghost.
Why did ghosts stop?
Starring Keanu Reeves.
Oh my. Okay, listen to this. Keanu Reeves was born in Lebanon. He is 1/4 Chinese, 1/4 Hawaiian, half English, Canadian citizen.
Can you repeat that?
He's born in Lebanon. He's 1/4 Chinese, 1/4 Hawaiian, half English.
That's a mix. That's a crazy mix. I bet his parents are beautiful.
That sounds like a mutt to me.
No, it could be.
His Wikipedia page is very vague. It doesn't really go into much details on a lot of stuff.
That's pretty much. Are you sure you're not just staring at like a picture of him?
Just guessing. Are you sure you're not just guessing this?
He also plays bass guitar and does back vocals in a alternative rock and post-grunge band.
He played junior hockey too before a leg injury.
He's everyone.
He was a goalie.
Says here is also black.
What? This is turning out much better than I thought.
I was gonna bring up how fucked up Kelsey Grammer's life is, but I'm just gonna let that be because it seems disrespectful.
Yeah, dude. There's no ghosts there, but there should be.
There's definitely some demons.
I don't know anything about that.
Do you want me to just give you the rundown?
Oh god, it's so sad. It's so sad.
I'm not gonna give you the all the details.
Spark notes that shit.
Many of Grammer's family and close friends were killed in violent or accidental manners. This is from Wikipedia. In 1968, his father, whom he had only seen twice since his parents' divorce, was shot dead. In 1975, his younger sister Karen was abducted, raped, and murdered by the spree killer Freddie Glenn. In 1980, his twin half-brothers died in a scuba diving accident. His best friend Uh, Ben
Was it?
Novak Jr. was his best friend for 40 years till he was murdered by his wife. And last but not least, his other best friend, David Angel, one of the producers from Frasier, died in 9/11.
Wow. You know too that like every time one of these things happen, like he's under investigation. Like Kelsey, we know you didn't do it, but like
This is real weird, dude.
It's like the Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby. You know, like stuff's adding up, Bill.
oh my god, dude! I snapped a picture. Bill Cosby's going to be in Wheeling.
What's that?
I made the trip down to Wheeling to watch the Wheeling Nailers ECHL hockey game.
Oh,
And March 14th, Bill Cosby's performing there. That's going to go over real well in that town.
It probably is going to go over real well in that town.
supposedly, like his tour in general has been really rough. People have been like hounding him and stuff, but
No
he's just.
shit.
And the name of his tour is like "Keep on Laughing Through."
Oh no.
Something really bad.
Jeez. Can I tell you that Kelsey Grammer started drinking alcohol at the age of 9? And in
That's horrible.
1998, a company called the Internet Entertainment Group was going to release Kelsey Grammer's sex tape.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
He also has an irregular heartbeat.
I could. Yeah, I actually do.
But he was also a beast.
He
So good for
was.
him.
That new last X-Men was pretty good. It's also
Days
my
of Futures Past.
yeah. It's also my favorite storyline too.
I liked it.
We kind of got off track.
Oh, next something about celebrity.
Hey man, this is the podcast for like the ADD generation.
I can tell you about Fran Drescher, unless you want to get really into the serious stuff.
Wait, how did she get famous though? Is the
She was the
thing.
nanny.
What?
She was the nanny.
Yeah, I know, but like, how did anyone ever say like we need to put this on TV?
Do you want to hear the ghost alien stuff first? Do you want to hear how she got famous?
Yeah, let's do both. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the alien stuff. So she thinks that both she and her husband met maybe because they have alien chips planted in their skin. They both saw aliens before they knew each other while they were driving on the roads with their dads when they were in middle school. This is way before they met. When they finally met, they talked about it like, well, we had the same exact alien experience. We both have the same exact scar in the same exact spot. Her husband then went on the record being like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I got that scar from a drill bit. And she's like, bullshit. That's what the aliens programmed us to think.
I mean, that's pretty sound logic there.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
I'll give that a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because that voice alone is so unearthly that at least adds some credibility to that story.
Can I hit you with the true or false?
Aaron, I bet you do a pretty good Fran Drescher impersonation.
I don't know who that is.
How do you not know who Fran Drescher is?
Thran?
Fran.
Hey, what did you say that one time? You were trying to say David Duchovny's name?
I love that man.
Yeah, but you didn't know what his name was.
I said Duchovny. And it looks like it. You gotta, it looks like it.
Dave Duchovny. I mean, there's some fucked up shit that happened to Fran Drescher too that I don't want to talk about. I don't want to make light of.
Fran Drescher.
Did Chevy Chase ever see any ghosts or anything?
I just want to say that
I think he would just be really mean to it.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Fran Drescher's first big role was actually in Saturday Night Fever. She says to John Travolta,
Never seen that.
"So are you as good in bed as you are on the dance floor?" And she, I guess, had such a crazy voice and presence and look that she just became famous because people were like, "Who the fuck was that?"
They're like, yeah, they're like, everyone was like, yeah, you know, John Travolta's gay, right, Fran? And he's like, yeah.
Never. I'm just asking. Chevy Chase, ghost, nothing. But
That's I
I can
did Paranormal Experience.
Hey, dude, Chevy Chase, ... I ain't afraid of no ghost.
No,
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that.
Dude, I don't want to be like mean, but that new Ghostbusters movie is gonna be so bad.
I'll give it a chance.
You want to hear some lot?
I'm not saying that like in a sexist way because it's all women. Because there's some funny women comedians out there, but like the people that they pick are what you would call not good at what they do.
Can I tell you the story about Chevy Chase, Maryland?
Yes.
In Maryland?
Yeah.
There's a town called Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Yeah, that's where he took his name from.
Such a dummy.
His name's probably something like Steve or something stupid.
In a deep, dark corner of Chevy Chase, set back far from the road, is a magnificent old Victorian house.
Deep down in his balls.
What?
Sorry.
What?
You're like in a far-off corner of Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
This story looks whack, too. I'm not going to read it. At what point it starts talking about the large, mean, nasty ghost?
This is on hauntedplaces.org, right?
Yes.
This is an organization.
No, it's on ghostsofamerica.com.
Oh.
We're the ghosts in America. Whoa.
So are we ready to start talking about Dan Aykroyd?
Yes, we should.
I remember when I said I had a Dan Aykroyd story.
Yeah.
I meant like I know there's one out there, but I didn't read it.
So we don't have Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, we will. There is a good one. Let me just. It's worth a Google.
Let me talk about David Bowie then.
Oh yes.
I don't have it. It's not that great. David Bowie says he's seen many a UFO in his day, particularly when he was younger. They came so regularly we could time them, he said. Sometimes they stood still. Other times they moved so fast it was hard to keep a steady eye on them.
How do you time them then?
I don't know, with your British stopwatch.
Wait, I thought David Bowie was from Mars.
No. Ziggy Stardust is.
They're two different people, right?
Ish. Oh no, there's a pop-up ad for something. Oh no, I hate it. I need to get out of here.
A pop-up?
It's talking female with you, yeah.
Gotta get that ad blocker.
I don't think it's true. How's the Dan Aykroyd stuff coming?
Well, I clicked on Dan Aykroyd news. It says Ghostbusters star Dan Aykroyd to hold vodka signing. How do you sign like a bottle of vodka, or you sign the vodka itself?
He owns like some distillery.
Yeah, it's the Crystal Skull, the Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah.
He's also wildest backstage secrets, inside stories of Chevy Chase. I'll click on that.
He's also part of the Mutual UFO Network. Trying to see who's all in there.
Hey, it's Mutual.
You see, you have to know that nobody in Hollywood likes Dan Aykroyd because, like,
really,
he's constantly surrounded by like Illuminati people, and he's the one that's out there being like talking shit about UFOs. Well, they're probably keeping it under wraps.
You just changed my perspective. I want to see him as like a really nice guy.
No, he sucks. Dan Aykroyd is around someone.
But
Dan Aykroyd is like in the presence of someone who is like probably married to an alien every single day, and nobody tells him. They just let him act like an asshole.
Yeah, he like just refuses to go away.
He thinks that aliens think that we're depraved and disgusting, and that's why they don't make contact with us.
I mean, they probably do.
To be fair, if you look at like the Earth Like, we shoot garbage out into space. Like, we just do real mess. We're like the trailer park of the galaxy.
Yeah, I mean we've
Well,
sent
tell me
We've sent
if you
like
just
objects outside of our solar system, but we're still over here arguing about like global warming and morality.
Or, like, what color dress is.
Yeah. That stuff that was blue black, by the way.
Yeah, it was, but it doesn't matter. The only way the reason the image messes with you is it's because light saturation in your
Crappy
retina.
image. Yeah.
That's something I don't understand. People argue about the things, and we live in a day and age of instant information. Like, you could Google anything you want and have that answer right away, except if you're Googling the times Dan Aykroyd was crazy, because there's too many.
There's so many. He says that aliens don't want anything to do with us because we're a violent species. They do watch us. He says there were 2 white orbs over New Jersey when the second tower went down on 9/11. They were on CNN for about 2 minutes, but then they never showed it again. Can you imagine what was going through their advanced minds when they saw 9/11? He thinks aliens don't like us because of 9/11. But
Wow.
he also says that there are also aliens among us. They haven't revealed themselves.
Except for David Bowie.
Yeah, they were cool with David Bowie. Wouldn't you be?
I'm so down with David Bowie. Dude, has Bill Murray seen any ghosts? I bet he would be pretty chill with them.
I'm still bringing up Dan Aykroyd stuff.
Me too, man. It's just not as interesting as I thought it was.
He's whack. It says his favorite
For some
website is
reason, I always thought he
MUFON.com.
was
and
just kind of like a
MUFON
nice
network.
guy.
No,
Dan Aykroyd,
he's not funny.
unplugged on UFOs.
He says that there were some UFOs in Tinley Park, Illinois. The big black triangles that park over people's barbecues for about 10 minutes and let them take a picture. And they move very slowly across the suburbs. Thousands of people saw these in Tinley Park over the last 2 years, starting in 05 to 07. When you get that many people seeing the same thing, it's not Venus, it's not a helicopter, it's not a plane, it's not the crescent moon, it's not a meteoritic boulder. What is it? It's unknown. Until they come and shake my hand, I can't really tell you. He thinks that out of everybody aliens could meet, they'd want to meet him.
Dude, first off, he wasn't even the best Ghostbuster. They would all meet Bankman.
Yeah.
He might be the worst Ghostbuster.
I'm fine. I'm actually alright with that. Him being the worst.
Yeah, I'd probably rank
Bankman?
Bankman, Ernie Hudson.
What's the guy that just died? I'd say he's number 2.
Egon.
Egon. I like Egon.
No one's really sure what Ernie Hudson's character's name is.
The black guy. I liked him.
Winston. Sammy Hagar saw some like weird shit.
Who's the Keymaster?
That's what's Matt von Sydow.
Did you guys ever see the movie Strange Brew?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad loves that movie.
I love it.
Can I tell you that Dan Aykroyd said that when he was in upstate New York, he felt the urge to go outside at 3 in the morning, and then he found out that thousands of people went outside at 3 in the morning.
Thousands of people.
And to go look at a tremendous pink spiral above the Great Lakes. He also was approached by the Men in Black once. He said that this is what he says, he said he stepped outside to call Britney Spears. And then he noticed some guys in black suits standing next to a black car. And then when he looked back, they were gone.
The smiling man.
And within a few hours, they had canceled the project he was working on at the time, which was a UFO project.
Wow. Did he go around telling people that story? Because I'd probably cancel it too. I got a pretty good one here. Phil Collins. The Genesis drummer and solo artist is another adherent believer in reincarnation. After being convinced by a psychic that in a past life he was an American soldier who survived the Alamo, apparently that bit of knowledge has led to a full-blown obsession with that period in American history. So, Phil Collins fought in the Alamo.
Whack.
That's why we lost.
What is he going to do?
He was like, I remember David Bowie. Oh, wait, no. Who's the dude with the knife?
David Bowie.
Jim Bowie.
David Bowie.
Jim David Bowie.
Does he remember him?
I don't know.
Kesha has the dumbest paranormal experience ever. I wouldn't even call it that.
Dude, she probably smells like hot burning garbage.
Do you
Yeah.
want to share?
To a quick summary, she was afraid at night, so she invited all of her friends, and she became popular.
So she was scared to sleep alone, so she invited all her friends
Because
over.
she thought there was a ghost, and then she invited friends over, so there are no more ghosts. So, yeah,
Is that how that works?
pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't understand.
She thought she heard a ghost, so she invited friends over. And then she says that's why she's successful, because a ghost scared her into making friends and becoming popular, and then she started to produce music or something. I don't know. Lady Gaga thought her one mansion was haunted, so she paid over $10,000 to have some ghost researchers sweep the place and then scare the ghosts away.
I think we're in the wrong business.
I know. I can make
so
some.
much money.
I can make some blinking lights.
Speaking of blinking lights...
Yes, your ghosts are gone, John.
No, you just ruined my segue. You gave me one opportunity.
Blinking lights.
You don't even know where I'm going with this.
I set you back up again.
Where am I going with this?
I don't know. I just said blinking light. So then you can say speaking.
Speaking of blinking lights.
Yes.
The whole reason we decided to do this one is because celebrities... I liked where that was going. I like that. Anyway, celebrity ghosts and paranormal stories are just kind of like... They're in right now.
They are?
Because recently broken up band member of Blink-182, Tom DeLonge, he might be having a meltdown, might not. But he claims that he has seen various UFOs as part of a big government cover-up, and he even goes as far to claim that aliens are bigger than Jesus.
True.
But he never really specifies, like, when he means bigger, does he mean, like, more important, or does he mean, like, they hit the gym,
Relative size.
they're, like, more buff than Jesus?
So he's also saying that aliens aren't Jesus?
No, but they're more buff than Jesus.
But they're not.
He's making a distinction of the two. Yeah.
Buff,
aliens are not Jesus.
Buff. Do you think Jesus could buff up and then take him in a fight?
Depends how big they are, man.
I'd give all my dollars for that. That's what he comes back to save us from. Buff aliens.
According to my family, it's other religions. To put it the nicest way.
Has Big Earn had any alien experiences?
Not that I know of. He's been watching a lot of Fox News, which is scaring everyone in my family.
He keeps it real tight to the chest.
Real tight to the right.
Real tight to the right. Today's talk show with Ernest.
No, I wish he didn't do that.
What?
Turns out he's a young earther.
What?
He's a the young
mean?
earth. It means like.
That sounds like a cool like comic book team.
Are we talking about your dad or?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
A young earther. A young Earth is the belief that the Earth is only 10 to 7,000 years old.
Is he like not big on like evidence or like that's not the thing he likes?
It's a crazy thing he's into now. It's a phase.
What were some of his other phases?
All evidence just gets thrown out the door.
That doesn't sound like a phase. That sounds like a problem.
Yeah.
All right. Anywho,
any other celebrities?
I was still going on this one.
I'm sorry.
So for the magazine Paper Mag, Tom was interviewed post breakup from Blink-182. Basically, they asked him a few questions, like when did you first believe in the existence of aliens? How did it all start? Tom said 22 decades ago when I got into this, it was such the world is flat scenario. Here's Tom running around about UFOs, and they just laugh it off. But now NASA's holding symposiums on the inevitability of finding life in the universe. The Vatican is talking about it. Yes, there's life out there, and how it interferes or doesn't interfere with the church's view of existence. How would Big Earn think about that?
From discussions, all evidence that NASA requires can be very easily proven wrong by the fact that there's a 1% out there who don't believe in anything that anyone says. So you can always just say, well, not everyone agrees.
Do you think there's some way we could swing your dad interviewing Tom DeLonge?
Where is Tom DeLonge right now?
I feel like he just never leaves California.
Would your dad go to California?
He's been there before. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
All right, it goes on to talk about how they asked him, has your phone ever been tapped? He said, yeah, it did for quite some time.
All of ours are, but all right.
Years ago, there was somebody who was gathering 150 hours of top-secret testimony specifically for congressional hearings on government projects. And the U.S. space program, people from NASA, Rome, the Vatican, you name it, they're all in on it. He goes on to say, I was flying this person out along with somebody that was Werner von Braun's right-hand assistant. Werner von Braun was a Nazi scientist that we brought over to build our Apollo rockets that got us to the moon. And
Project
on his deathbed,
Paperclip.
he told the person a bunch of stuff, and I was flying them out to Los Angeles, and we're taking certain meetings at the time. A lot of weird stuff started happening. All right, so now not only he thinks the government's tapped his phone, that he's seen aliens, had the encounters, now he's hanging out with Nazi rocket scientists. Friends of Nazi rocket scientists.
How old would the scientists have to be?
Nazis by association.
So Dan Aykroyd's a Nazi.
That's what I'm getting out of this.
From what I've heard, that's not too crazy.
How's it going? Yeah, he probably is. I can tell you that Dan Aykroyd was on Coast to Coast more than once.
I heard when he was on once, or I heard a recording of it.
I stopped listening to Coast, man. They don't really talk about good stuff anymore.
Well, Dan Aykroyd was on there talking about the Dropa stones. Do you guys know what those are?
No.
Are those the big, circle ones?
Yeah. The Dropa were a race of dwarf-like extraterrestrials who lived 12,000 years ago in China and Tibet. And so there were all these tombs that they found in the Himalayas, just in these random-ass caves that were connected by the series of tunnels. And in the caves were tombs with 4-foot 4-inch skeletons buried in them. The skeletons had huge heads, small, little, tiny, fragile bodies. And people were like, maybe it's gorillas. And he was like, dude, these things are buried. Gorillas don't bury each other.
Agreed.
And instead of there being any grave markers or anything, there were hundreds of 1-foot wide stone discs with 3/4-inch holes in the center. And on the walls there were pictures of the sun and the moon and dots connecting the earth with the sky. Everything in there was about 12,000 years old. So, what's the story? The translations on the hieroglyphs apparently say that there was a crash landing of the Dropa spaceship. They came down from the clouds in their aircraft, our men, women, and children hid the caves 10 times before sunrise. When at last they understood the sign language of the Dropas, they realized that the newcomers had peaceful intentions. Of course, there was no way for the Dropas to build a new craft because they crashed in the middle of fucking nowhere 12,000 years ago. So...
This reminds me of Beast Wars.
Dude, I used to wake up so early to watch that show.
Yep. Remember the disc? The golden disc.
And people are saying that these discs, the Dropa discs, are maybe hard drives, that if they could electrify them and read them, they could maybe see some data.
All right, this last good part here.
That's actually an
One last
educated
thing from
talk.
this Tom DeLonge story.
But
It,
when placed on a turntable, they were found to vibrate or hum at unusual frequencies, as though an electric charge is passing through them. Whoa.
Yep.
All right, so one last bit about this Tom DeLonge thing. Like, he kind of pulls it together in the end of the interview, and he almost sounds not crazy here. He said, people will be like, oh, you believe in UFOs? But I'm reading books on physics. I'm reading books on secret space programs. I've been talking to people that work underground for 6 months at a time. They are confiding to me about the national security initiatives. I've literally read 200 books on the subject, and I don't spend my time looking at UFO reports or talking to little green men. I'm way past that. If anybody tells you there's no life in the universe, you should be turned off. That's just a stupid, dumb thing to say. It's totally universally accepted amongst the country's elite scientific establishments that there's life everywhere. The question is what kind, where, how did they get here, what are they doing when they get here, and how do we communicate with them? That's when you start reading books about the mind and consciousness and telepathy and ESP. It's a whole different program. That's like makes him almost sound not crazy.
But then it makes it sound so crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy to think about.
He is a solid basis for his insanity.
But then why? What does it mean that it's in like inner consciousness?
It's just part of our everyday life.
I just want to say this. I think it's pretty crazy that it's almost impossible. Like me being a tinfoil hat crazy person sometimes, it's kind of being hard to be that because all this stuff keeps coming true.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That was so eloquently put.
That's how I feel.
All right, so that was just some good celebrity dishing there. Do we still do Aaron Science moment? Aaron Science time? Do you still believe in science, Aaron? Did you pass that up? 2015?
I very much still believe in science.
Does Big Ern believe in science?
No.
Is that a solid no, or is that
that's a solid no. Guys, want to hear some interesting facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So right now, if you got a cell phone, you probably have either 4G or 4G LTE. So what's the next step? 5G, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So how fast is 5G going to be?
So fast.
So fast. Turns out it's they just actually some lab in PA. Wow. This was probably Carnegie. I'm gonna look this up later. The first 5G signal.
Yeah, check your facts later, bud.
Yeah. This ain't no Fox News.
We leave the fact checking at the door.
Some 5G or the first 5G cell phone wireless signal was produced, and it's about 1 terabyte of data per second. Accomplished at a lab at a distance
Wait,
of
time out. That's insane.
Yeah. So did you hear about all these things about net neutrality and how we gave these telecommunication companies almost $1 trillion in building up our infrastructure? Well, I mean, all that, even though they spent less than 5% on all that money on actual infrastructure, that infrastructure is going to be worthless within a couple years as long as we keep spreading all this wireless, wireless communication is going to be where it's at.
See, you're discounting one thing though.
What?
You could have this goes back to the same thing. Like if there was a cure for cancer, they wouldn't allow that to be a thing because treating diseases is such a big market thing for pharmaceutical companies that they would not allow something like that, a product, to get out because they make a lot of money just treating something instead of totally curing it. Whereas like with phone companies and things like that, the whole like data, charging people for data, and this goes with the net neutrality thing going on right now too. Any way that like a Comcast can make money, or like Verizon for charging you more for data transfer and things like that. If you had something that you can instantly transfer data, 1 terabyte in a second, that would just put like you said, the whole infrastructure out of business. Whereas like these big companies, the technical monopolies, they won't allow that to happen. So
No, I mean, no, they definitely will. I mean, things do evolve over time. Just, I mean, in the '90s, I mean, I had a freaking dial-up. When I used to download stuff, I used to get a solid 32K, and I used to think that was the best ever. But now it's not uncommon for me to get 5 megabytes down. You know?
Yeah, but I'm
So-
just saying, like, it could be so much faster, but they won't allow that to happen. Like, how companies have innovations and they will release something on a release schedule, like, they're already on to the next thing, and it's where it comes down to making money is more important than technological efficiency.
Yeah, but in a market that has the room to, I mean, if any company decides to do anything like this, other companies are going to jump on the bandwagon. You know, they kind of force each other to innovate. And if
Hey,
there's regulation like net neutrality behind it, which net neutrality has been passed, I think these fields will innovate a lot more.
Next time, can we have a big Earn Science Minute? Get him on the show.
I'll record one of our conversations. How's that?
Oh, please, yes.
All right, another fact. You ready? So,
Sure.
Russia, you know, we have this ISS. It's been good. We've had it for 20 years now, International Space Station. But eventually, we're not gonna, countries just aren't gonna wanna, talk to each other. We don't have really good relations with Russia right now.
Mhm.
So Russia, who's pretty much the
They're still pissed about Rocky IV.
yeah, and that whole everything else. But so they announced that they're dropping off out of the ISS by let's see, 2024. So they will officially eject all of their modules and form their own space station.
Probably a weak knockoff space station. Communists.
Yeah. And then let's see.
Dude, we're
another,
probably pretty popular in Russia.
no,
We ranked 432nd in the 18 to 35 demographic.
yeah, I mean, Putin has like a strong hold over the media. But the first human head transplant is scheduled for 2017.
I was reading about that.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm sure that's going to go real well.
Yeah. So, I mean, the movie Frankenstein, or the book Frankenstein's pretty much just going to be real.
What about the movie?
Which one? Which one?
That's true. All pretty much all of them.
Did you see the last Dracula?
That's what they should name the next Dracula movie they make. The Last Dracula.
The last Dracula?
Because nobody wants to see that shit no more.
No more Dracula.
I went to the haunted house at Universal Horror Nights this year.
Hmm.
It's pretty sweet.
Let's see, other really important stuff that happened since we've been gone. Oh, Microsoft is coming out with their own virtual reality headset. Same with Valve. Valve's coming out with their own. Valve partnered with HTC, and they're coming out with their own virtual reality headset.
Dude, Valve can kiss my butthole. When are they going to release Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3?
Gabe Newell. Gable, dude. Lord Gable. People worship him.
You might have to elaborate on that one.
The Mr. Valve?
Can also lick my butthole. I don't care.
Gabe Newell, I mean, like, the PC Master Race honor him like a god.
You could say his name as many times as you like.
Until they come out with anything called 3.
They don't have to call it through. They can just call it the same thing, and I will still buy it.
Would you buy it?
Yeah.
Supposedly this year they're supposed to move all of their apps or all of their games over to Source 2. That's pretty much it.
That's it?
That's all the science I got.
That's all the science you got?
Yeah. Oh, we discovered a supermassive black hole that's 12 billion times the size or the mass of our sun.
That's pretty interesting.
Yet, I mean, it's still all squished down into a singular point, so that's pretty impressive, you know.
Where's it at?
I don't know.
What? Space? You should have just
space.
said space.
Well, yeah. But it changed a couple of our theories on how large black holes can get.
Hey, it's all relative, man.
Yeah, it didn't change them, but it like people were like, it can never happen. A black hole just can't fall into another black hole. That's preposterous.
I don't know. If you typed it on Google, you probably could see something.
Yeah, so it happened. So we were really, impressed about that.
Dude, I'm plugging the shit out of Google. They got to give us some kind of contract.
We are doing this with Google technology.
Subway sandwich.
Should we call it?
Does anyone
Any
got
other
like
stories?
one closing story?
Something crazy?
So what has everyone been up to since the last time? Since the turn of the new year?
I'm making an app. I'm spending a lot of time on this, by the way.
When's the app going to be done?
Like an ETA.
I'd like to get the majority of it done by the end of this month.
Q3, 2015.
Yeah. No, I'd like to get it at least by the end of Q2.
All right.
Completely done. That's with haggling with Google and stuff too.
When do we start getting paid?
Once you do something.
Why is selling out turning out to be so hard?
Man, you gotta write me some words, man.
I'll write some words, dog. I want a percentage though. I want 72%.
72? We're gonna have to negotiate this.
All right, 55.
I'm gonna have to have majority.
50.
No. That's not majority.
49.
I'm gonna go with. I'm unprepared to deal with this until I see some material.
Yeah, if you say this on the air, then you're bound. This is a point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to be political. Guys, I've been getting into politics a little bit, you know. But do you guys know? Can you guys explain to me what's going on with this whole Israel person coming over talking to Congress but not the president?
Essentially, it boils down to if we allow Iran to get nuclear weapons, then Israel's said they have no choice but to take the nuclear weapons away from them with guns.
So that's what I completely understand, but so far from what I've heard is the negotiations are at least going all right, you know? But it seems like a lot of right-wingers are like, screw this, we need to start another war.
Did you ever see Star Wars Episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible because of politics, so...
Yeah. Do you know that we came up with, the United States came up with a virus called StrutNet in 2011 that knocked out over 50% of their nuclear centrifuges, Iran's nuclear centrifuges.
That's pretty sweet. What was it called?
StrutNet is one of the most complex viruses ever written.
That's pretty
We've
sweet.
never taken responsibility for it, but it's like, come on.
Universally accepted.
Yeah. I know a good conspiracy thing, just real quick.
All right, we'll close it out.
Yeah. So the NSA just got caught tampering with and buying out hardware or hard drive manufacturers. There's a couple, Seagate, Toshiba. They make hard drives.
They bought out Seagate.
No, well, they paid them to have a back door into their firmware.
Oh.
So
Dude, NSA is always paying for that back door.
yeah, and it's horrible because it opens up all these back doors for anyone to get through, not just the NSA, but anyone who wants to do any hacking at all. You know, so these security measures are completely out the door, and a lot of other countries' businesses are losing faith in American products. So it is hurting our economy. But they created a firmware, which is like half hardware, half software. It's how.
So, wait, so you're saying it's not hard and it's not soft. It's just firm.
Exactly. It's how hardware talks to the software. It's firmware. So they created a firmware to pretty much spy on whatever the hard drive's doing, which is everything the computer's doing. You know? So they got caught buying all these backdoors in these companies and then installing all these installing this
Dude, that one time
specific
Eddie
firmware.
Murphy got caught buying some backdoor in his limo, and it turned out that the chick was a dude.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Did he know?
Yeah,
He said he
Wow.
didn't, but he knew.
definitely no.
He told him he was like, "Oh, I was just giving her a ride home."
No, he was. It was 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So, and it turns out the main hard drives being corrupted with this firmware is Russia and Iran. And Germany, surprisingly, some reason we just love spying on their prime minister.
Oh, yeah, Angela Merkel.
Yeah.
Angela.
So a lot of crazy stuff going
Die
on.
Number
with that.
1.
Hackers are still trying to figure out how to wipe clean your hard drive. You know, you can't really erase firmware. You can only write new firmware. But supposedly this stuff is mean enough that nothing really applies to it.
At least those taxpayer dollars are going to good use.
Oh, and the NSA budget just passed again, so we're perfectly all right with this spying stuff. So
Hey man, if it gets, we should start saying controversial things, so then they start listening to us, and then we get some more views.
last year, President Obama promised to end the program.
That dude's been promising a lot of things, but let me just let you in on something. The president's not in charge.
Pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, actually, it was Cheney who started all the spying stuff in the Bush administration.
Dude, Cheney would be the perfect Bond villain.
He is a Bond villain. He's worse than a Bond villain.
He's way more ruthless. Like, he wouldn't be like, now James Bond, I'm going to tell you the whole plan and like leave the room as you die. Like, no, he would just shoot James Bond in the head. Cold-blooded, son.
And then that cackle.
So, hey, what projects have you been up to, Brian Wilster? Sir?
Nothing really, man. Just living. That's
Living.
a project.
You got that concept album coming out?
No, I've been writing for the newspaper, so I've been focusing on that. Like writing about plastic surgery for money.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, hey, should we stop this broadcast?
In a little bit. Oh, dude, I
Alright.
met this dude down in D.C. that's like a freelance photographer. I feel like you could write freelance stories, and this dude takes pictures. I don't know. At the time, it made a lot of sense, like, but now I'm not so sure if you should meet this guy.
What's wrong with him?
No, nothing. He's like a super chill dude.
What's wrong with him?
No, nothing is. That's what I'm saying.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know, man.
All right, hey guys, this has been a long video. I'm just gonna stop the broadcast. I'm sorry.
Hold on, we gotta end it. Wait, we gotta end it. All right. Say that one thing about the email address.
Our email address is onthefringesociety@gmail.
If
I swear, if
you,
someone posts something, I'm gonna get on and answer it.
oh, we will answer that right quick.
It's literally our name at Gmail. If you like to send us money, we'll take that money and we'll appreciate it.
Oh, in our
We'll reciprocate with words.
on our fan page, we are now offering On the Fringe Society shirts for $15.
Yeah.
What?
Send the money first.
Yeah, we'll totally get you those shirts. Only problem is they come in medium.
This logo would make a really good shirt, guys.
Yeah, dude, I totally made that shit. And 51%.
John, I need you to make me some stuff for this app because I don't want to mess with this paint stuff.
Send me the stuff. I'll work the magic.
We'll talk after I hit stop broadcast.
All right.
Trade secrets.
All right. Until next time, you're on the Fringe of Society.
Bye.
Or would you be on it, or would you crossed over?
Nope. We're on the Fringe.
What? Yeah, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Shut up, man.
All right.